and welcome to Code and Career by Cognitia. I'm your host, Matthew Truelove, Technical Training Manager with Cognitia.
And I'm your co host, Sydney Morris, Senior Talent Development Expert at Cognitia.
And with us today is a very special guest, one of our former Jump students, Rashaad. And Rashaad is coming from client site here to talk with us about his experience, everything after Jump and in technology since graduating. So, Rashaad, glad to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, and I'm honored that you guys wanted to interview me today.
Awesome. Yes, we are so glad you were able to meet with us today, Rashaad. My first question for you is, can you tell us a little bit about your background in technical wise, your journey through college and everything? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I graduated from Mississippi State University, getting my Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And that's where I received, my starting training of learning the code and different things. And then later that next year, I joined on with Cognition, and that's where I learned my Java skills and other full stack development skills. And now I'm pursuing a career in software engineering.
Awesome. And I was actually your recruiter for that process. It was such a
Yes.
journey with you back in 2021, right after that pandemic hit. But there was a lot of, positions open and everything. So we're so happy that you were able to be successful within the program. My next question for you is, when did you know you wanted to work in technology?
Most of my life, I believe it was around first grade. There was this old Dell computer that my mother had, and I was fascinated by it. So I would my time just log on and see what it can do. Just go through the settings, uninstall things, see if I can delete things. Yeah, so around the first grade, that's where became fascinated with technology. Around seventh grade, science teacher asked us to pick a career and then present it to the class. And I was like, okay, software, hardware. I was more fascinated with software. So that's why I chose the software path around seventh grade. And yes, that's how I got started.
Wow, that's fascinating, Rashaad. To have such a calling from a young age feels a little bit like destiny, huh?
Yes.
Well, with that, when and how did the Jump program fit into your plans for getting a career in technology?
All right. So now I said maybe I want to destroy computers, but then I want a nicer path. I was thinking cybersecurity, and I went through college and got my computer science. And then as I was going through it, I know I was saying cybersecurity, but that's not what I meant. I meant I wanted to develop software that would, like the antiviruses and things. So actually going to the JUMP program to be a software developer was actually what I really wanted to do. I know I would say cybersecurity, but I actually meant developing software to do such things. And so I joined the Jump program. They gave me my training in Java, and I've gotten better. I've learned different programming languages, and I've improved thanks to the Jump program. And it has been really helpful in me pursuing my career.
Awesome. And it seems like everything, within the JUMP program fit seamlessly into, your career goals. And I, did want to ask you, what is your current role right now?
I'm a back end software developer is the title, but it's really a full stack. I can manage the databases, create the APIs, and also manage the client SDKs that um, consume our APIs.
Awesome. Okay, so getting to do a little bit of everything in your role. Well, from where you are now, 2 years ago when you graduated the jump program, what sort of challenges did you face when you transitioned to a career in technology post graduation?
Um, so I would say that I maybe my biggest critic, and for my first deployment, I had a bit of a what they call imposter syndrome, like I didn't belong and things like that. But no, after that first week, I contracted my then manager. Look, I'm gonna need some help with this, and then I got support from my team, and then I would then realize, okay, maybe this is not as difficult. I I shouldn't expect to just know how their full system works my first week. And then I started to process code, look at it differently, and really see how object-oriented programming that Java taught me really helped me learn how to break this code down and start searching through again and getting my task going.
Awesome. And I think it's so, cool that you did mention that you are your own biggest critic. And sometimes that can be a blessing and a curse because, it kind of motivates you to, improve and grow within the industry. But then again, you also, have that nature to maybe get imposter syndrome, which, that can, be really, it's hard to overcome that sometimes. So, what is something that you've learned in your time in your new role that you would give yourself a heads up on if you could travel back in time to when you first started? What is some advice you would give to that self again?
Um, Advice I would give to myself would be to have a good understanding of the fundamentals. And I say that we have these tools that can automate a lot of things for us. But when you have a client, they know my current position, we have clients, they want something specifically done. So the tools can only take you so far. So that's when you fall back onto your fundamentals about programming and how to best manipulate the current functions and data to get their desired results. And so I was tell myself that because mostly it's the fundamentals is what I'm mostly doing.
Nice, Rashad. How did those fundamentals line up with what you learned in the jump program?
Right. So in college, I had no intentions of being a software developer. Remember, I was realized that's what I wanted to be later, and no, that's actually what I meant the whole time. But my first programming language, Python, I did not like Python, and so I had no intentions of being a software developer. And then throughout my college, I had to learn C, and I had to almost every semester more C, more C. And towards the end, I'm like, okay, I may be good at this. So let me try out this software developer path, and I joined Cognitia in the Jump program. And then as I'm going through this, I'm like, okay, now that I'm taking a fresh look at this and an easier language than C, which is Java, I understand these fundamentals better. So after my first deployment, I was a little confused here and there because I was still learning. But once I got to my second one, I was real grateful for my first deployment because now just getting through this code and learning how it functions and how everything connects was so much easier. Those fundamentals, like the abstraction and how everything is so con- con- everything is so grouped together and how you can extract the different things out of it and work with individual parts and how it all connects.
Awesome. And it has been, such a journey to watch you grow, from going through the jump program and learning those fundamentals. And, you didn't even know that you wanted to be in this industry in the beginning. So, and now you're set on this wonderful path of success that I'm glad we were able to help you with. And now, what tips for success would you pass on to the next generation of jump pros?
For success. Let's see. I would say believe in yourself because that first week, my first deployment, the imposter syndrome, I felt like giving up, even cried a little bit. And if I was just giving up and didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I always believe that well, after I got through that first patch, that anything, any task that they handed me, I could eventually learn it and be successful at it and be good at it. So believing in yourself is the first thing I would tell them.
That's invaluable right there, right? It's got to start with yourself, and then everything can come after that. Well, Rashad, it's been a real pleasure having you on the show with us today and getting to connect with you again and just hear about your journey. So thank you for your time and sharing.
Yeah, it was nice talking to both of you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And it was, a pleasure to catch up with you once again. It's been, such an honor to work with you these past couple of years. And it's just it brings me so much joy to see how individuals like yourself can gain so much knowledge and how we can help people out with, figuring out where, they're good at in terms of coding and technology, and we are just really excited to continue watching you grow and be successful in this industry.
Thank you.
I'm your co host, Sydney Morris.
And I'm Matthew Truelove.
Thanks again for listening to Code and Careers, where we craft tech success stories. Be sure to tune in next time to jump ahead.